Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relax Radio, and you're tuned into the Sunrise. And I'm here to keep you company all the way until 9 a.m. So make sure to stay tuned because I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions about what is happening in Afghanistan. All right. So make sure to text me or call me on 078 let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your thoughts are because that way we can actually have a very informed and very interesting conversation as well with regard to the state in Afghanistan. All right. Obviously, without a doubt, that this is no question as well. We know that the situation in Afghanistan isn't necessarily, the best. It's definitely not. A positive situation as well because we know that there are so many people who are suffering, men, women, children, LGBTQ plus advocates, human rights advocates, prosecutors, judges, people who are potentially in risk because of either the jobs they do or their beliefs. And this all reminds me of when the UN wrote, or rather, we have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right? And basically, you're free to believe. You can have your own belief system, you can have your own value system, and you can't be persecuted for that, right? But in Afghanistan, it's the exact opposite, right? It's 2021, and Afghanistan just feels like back when people weren't so open about the different things in the world, right? So that is definitely what it feels like in Afghanistan. All right. So let's actually talk about the sad state of Afghanistan right now. But before we head into that conversation, if you have any things to share with us, please make sure to go ahead. You can text me or call me on 078 Share your thoughts, share your opinions, because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. Okay, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and actually don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because that way you can actually make sure that you're always informed and you're always updated about all of this. All right. Now, something else that you can obviously do is that you can download our app because that's available for free on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and that way you can actually make sure that you're listening into our conversation from wherever you are while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, and now let's actually very quickly talk about the sad state of Afghanistan. Let's talk about women, what exactly the future looks for them. Now, we know that the last time the Afghanistan was in power, the future didn't look all that bright for women, right? And obviously, this is because a lot of these women had to give up, their dreams, their goals, their ambition, because that kind of thing really just wasn't allowed when the Taliban was in control, right? However, now they're sort of they're sort of trying to portray this very positive PR image and say, look, we might actually, we might actually. We might actually give women their rights. They can do whatever they want to do, but the truth is there's still a lot of uncertainty with regard to that, right? Now, Mr. Mujahid, who happens to be the spokesperson for Taliban, actually said that women should actually stay at home until they have better security, they have a new procedure in place to take care of these women and whatnot. But obviously, a lot of that is still unknown, right? So that's just what it is. Now, make sure to stay tuned because we're actually going to head into a small break now, and after that, we will be back to discuss more of this. So obviously, until then, make sure that you stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It is Sarah, and it's almost the final few minutes of this, final or rather the first hour. But let's very quickly get into our conversation. But before I do that, you can get in touch with me. All you need to do is just text me or call me on 078 All right. Now we also need to talk about how the British evacuation, or rather Britain's evacuation from Kabul, is expected to end in the next 24 to 36 hours, and what that potentially means for a lot of these refugees who are still stuck in Afghanistan. All right. The truth is, with if this evacuation program is actually going to end in the next 24 to 36 hours, what that possibly means is that not a lot of refugees, or not all of the refugees, or all the people who want to flee the country will actually be allowed to flee the country, right? So the truth is, there's going to be so much of people who are suffering. There's going to be so much of children, women, activists, judges, prosecutors that are going to be suffering if they don't get out of the country as soon as they can, right? Because the Taliban actually stated that after the troops basically leave Afghanistan, they can't that people can't actually go to the airport. They can't go to the airport and flee the country. So you're basically putting limits on what people can do and what they can't do. And and basically that's the whole situation in Afghanistan. All right, now obviously the United Kingdom actually asked the United States if they could possibly extend that deadline, possibly leave the country before much later than the 31st. But however, President Joe Biden has actually said, what, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to leave on the 31st unless an unexpected situation comes up. Then we have a contingency plan just in case. All right, now that's what Joe Biden has said, and that is what it looks like. And the truth is, it's really, really scary right now, because all Western forces are actually set to leave within days, and this could possibly leave this could possibly put other people who weren't able to get out of the country at a lot of risk. Okay, now what we know so far is that the United Nations, the NATO, and the EU will actually maintain a united front in terms of addressing the problem in Afghanistan, in terms of whatever future steps they are taking in Afghanistan. All right, so it's important to keep that in mind as well. However, I have to end this now, but I will be back in a few minutes to keep talking to you about we're going to be talking about how there are so many weight loss products on the internet, dangerous weight loss products as well, that I might add, that have absolutely no warning. All right, so we're going to be talking about all of that, but right now I need to end this. But don't worry, because I will be back in a few more minutes to discuss all of this. So until then, make sure to stay tuned.